Hey, what's up, everybody? Bro Trio here, and we are in yet another month of Zelda's 35th anniversary year. And this month is a little bit special because it is also October, which is spooky season. So we are going through the entire Zelda franchise and picking the top 10 spooky parts of each game. And multiple games are on this list. It's a lot of 3D Zelda, but there is one 2D part.
Mostly 3D.
Mostly because, like, the spooky atmosphere didn't really kind of happen too much in the 2D ones. It mainly waited until 3D, and it happened hard in Ocarina of Time and Majora's Mask, and even a little bit in Wind Waker and Twilight Princess. So we're going to be talking about all of those today. And quick shout-outs to Majora's Mask, because this is one that kind of kicked off this list, but it didn't actually make the list.
Yeah.
Was the intro to Majora's Mask, whenever you get forced into the Deku Scrub, and then you get like these weird visions of all the big old scrubs and everything.
And it's all like, you've met it with a terrible fate, haven't you?
Yeah, not to mention
that mask salesman.
The whole putting on of the masks in Majora's Mask seems painful and creepy and weird and awful, and
I mean like Tingle.
Yeah,
in general.
Tingle
debuted in Majora's Mask.
Moon, like, there's a lot.
Yeah. But that is what inspired this list. But we wanted to mention it because it didn't actually make it. But it inspired it. And that's what we're talking about, is like cool, creepy things that we like. Mainly from our personal experience. But a lot of it is, you know, a little bit of creepy stuff that you might expect. So let's get on with the creeps.
We are going to kick things off with the one 2D entry that made the cut for this list. Now, it's not going to sound that scary, but when I was a kid, this messed me up. I'm playing as the hero, right? This kid's dad wants you to save him. This kid wants you to save him. But you can't. It's the tree boy that gives you the flute. It's the ocarina. It's why I call it a flute. But you don't save this guy, and he turns into a tree at the end, and he's trapped in his own body, unable to move for the rest of time. It messed me up when I was a kid, because I couldn't save him. I thought I did something
worse than death.
I thought I did something wrong, but no, I did everything right, and he turned into a tree, and I stole his flute, and that is about it. That way I can I mean, without it, you can't summon your duck to fly and beat Ganon. But that just was that was one of the first times in a video game that someone just could not be saved. It's happened a lot since then, but none has stuck with me like the flute tree boy.
An art style that does not initially scream creepy is the Wind Waker's cel-shaded, adorable, beautiful art style. But they found a way to make stuff pretty spooky in the Wind Waker. Mainly the Earth Temple. Because the Earth Temple is this creepy, dank dungeon. It's really just a straight up tomb. Because you're exploring it with Medley. It's full of Redeads. It's full of Stalfos. Some even come out of sarcophagus and come and get you. Sarcophagi?
Whatever.
Yeah, it's one of those two. They even come out and get you. And it's filled with Stalfos, Redeads, Bubbles, Cursed Gas, and Wallmasters.
Yeah.
That's all the spooky.
It's all terrible. The Cursed Gas is what really elevates it to the next level.
There's Wallmasters in the gas, too.
Yes, because they're in the gas. They will either grab you or grab Medley. Either way, it really hurts you and has to make you backtrack a good bit. Because more times than not, they'll grab Medley and you're cursed, so you can't pull your sword out. You just gotta wait for this gas to wear off. And then they grab Medley's head and drag her to hell, and then they just put her in this prison box, but you still have to backtrack a good bit to get to the prison box to get her out of there. And then, we're going to talk about these in a little bit, but the Redeads, my god, horrifying.
That screech.
And then,
my god.
The Stalfos, they're one of the harder enemies in Wind Waker, not only because they're wielding these huge maces, they literally swing them all over the place to the point where they get dizzy, but they also have a lot of health and deal a shitload of damage. But if you kill them, then you even got to go a step further and hunt down their head because their head starts jumping around.
Yeah.
And then you got to finish them off fully. It's a lot easier with bombs, but still pretty difficult. Plus, it's filled with pose and all the spooky stuff is in the Earth Temple.
There is another 2D Zelda that made this list, but it's not a specific moment, it's just kind of the overall feel of it, and that is Link's Awakening. At first, you're just having a good time on your Game Boy or on the Switch now with the remake, and you're just exploring the island, and then you come across Facade. This scary face opens up on the floor and starts talking to you.
And starts shit-talking.
Yeah, he's just like, hey, dummy, how you doing? This is my weakness. Oh, wait, I almost told you. My bad. And then you fight him. And then you get him done, and he's just like, please stop doing this. You're going to wake him up or something like that.
Yeah, it was very ominous.
You're just like, what?
And there's also...
That's the first step of many that gradually make you think, like, am I the bad guy here? Am I doing wrong?
Now, I don't remember if it was before or after Facade, but you got the Windfish Temple that just outright tells you it's a dream. And if you wake the Windfish, no one knows what'll happen, but everyone's probably dead.
Oh, yeah.
Maybe even you.
Yeah, like I think the owl straight up tells you that at one point.
Yeah.
Like right before you go in the temple.
It's
just like, are you sure you want to do this? And then you go through like fight a bunch of bosses, and every one of them keeps giving you hints like, please don't murder us and stuff like that. And you're just like,
you're gonna destroy everything.
Some of them are just pissed off, but some are like basically pleading with you to stop.
Yeah. And then you do wake up the Windfish, and it was all a dream, and it's gone.
They were right.
The realization
that Link is the bad guy.
The realization that every character you've met is not real and will disappear when you beat the game was horrifying as a child.
Oh yeah, like you have the slight ambiguous thing of maybe what's her name ended up being a seagull.
Oh yeah, great. She's a trash bird. She's the avian equivalent of a raccoon now.
But that's what she wanted.
I know.
But everybody else, straight up gone, no matter how you think about it. Like,
gonzo.
It's just absolutely crushing.
But silver lining, the Windfish is flying away, and he'll go to sleep again. So there might be a second Koholint Island somewhere where everybody can come back. Probably one of the most unsettling things you could happen upon is just a stagnant person standing there, not really doing anything, but then if you get too close, they snap at you and start screaming. And that's pretty much what the Redeads do. They're also zombies, which is even worse.
Oh yeah, it's like
it's
like combining a zombie and a banshee.
Yeah, it's horrible, especially in Wind Waker. Like the Redead scream in Wind Waker is above all else. Like it was pretty scary in Ocarina of Time and everything, but
they're always one of the scariest things is when you hear that scream and Link can't move because the hero that has the Triforce of Courage is scared in his boots.
Yeah, he's paralyzed by fear because of that scream, because there's not much you can do. And then they get on you and they start like stealing your life energy.
They chomping on your skull, man. And the ones
especially in Wind Waker, like they're straight up just it looks a little wonky in Ocarina of Time.
These weird beef jerky looking dudes just wearing wooden masks just jump all over you in Ocarina of Time. The first thing when you grow up, like, this is the world I live in now. Holy shit. Are they the old residents of Castletown? What the f***? What's happening?
And that's mainly why we're talking about the Redeads as a whole, because they're always scary, oddly enough, except in Majora's Mask, where they have them dancing and shit.
Yeah.
Like, the creepiest game, they make the scariest Zelda enemy just straight up dance.
Is it just screaming?
If there's one thing that can ruin a journey, is a basic human fear. And one of those happens to be arachnophobia. The world of Hyrule has giant spiders all over the place. Some of them are collectibles, some of them... I mean, normally you're getting in their way if they attack you. But there's one place that just creeps everyone right out, and that is the Skulltula house.
Yeah.
You walk in there, it's dark, it's scary, and then you go and talk to this thing, and it's just a Skulltula / man.
Yeah.
They're like a hybrid. He's got a human face crammed into the Skulltula skull.
One human arm
Yeah.
hanging off, and his whole family's like that. The
Yeah, they're
whole
all
nightmare group.
Some of them are stuck like cowering in corners, like they can't even move because their body's so like twisted and weird. And you can hurt them.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was just.
You can add to their suffering if you would like.
But because a lot of people automatically and rightfully assume that they're enemies.
Yeah,
so you attack
burn
them,
the house down, man.
Or they're just like yelling when you attack them.
Yeah.
Burn that house down at that point. Zelda went from an adventurous game to like body horror real quick.
Oh yeah,
with friggin' Skulltula house.
Now, unlike the Tree Boy, you can actually help these guys though.
Yeah, you just got to kill almost 100 golden spiders.
You have to be brave enough to talk to them first of all.
Yep.
And then they're just like, "Hey, we used to be rich, but then we got cursed, and can you please help us? This is misery."
Zelda's always done duality pretty well. You got good versus evil, dark versus light, dark Link versus light, regular Link, all that kind of stuff. But no, like, I'm sure there's been dungeons in the past that have represented this, but in my mind, none of them have done it better than the Ancient Cistern. You go and you get a cool whip, and you're surfing on lily pads and all that crap. Not surfing, but standing. Fighting phoenixes.
And then like go. It's like really peaceful in there.
It's peaceful.
At the beginning.
It's serene. It's nice. You know, you might make a bathhouse out of it after you clear out all these monsters. It's a very pleasant place. Then you go downstairs, and you pretty much find hell. It is purple and unsettling, full of miasma and undead bokoblins. It was a big departure from what we're used to with Skyward Sword at that point. It was like they are straight rotting. They have exposed bones, like ribs, and exposed bones on their arms.
They got the dead eyes.
Yeah, they got the dead eyes. They just will come at you. They're basically Redeads because they'll latch onto you just like Redeads, but they're bokoblins that are zombies.
And I mean, they're not
cursed.
They're not that hard to kill or anything, but it's just like, oh god. And then when you're climbing up out of there on that string, they're just chasing you. They're climbing after you. Zombies can't climb. What the f*** are you doing? No, get down. You can kick them. All that. Get them back down there.
You have to shake them off sometimes.
And then finally you're done with the purple-filled miasma hell that is the bottom of the Ancient Cistern. You make the statue go down.
And squash it.
Squash everything. You think you're done with those guys, and then while you're fighting Kalactos, he can summon them zombie boys. You ain't done with them yet.
When I say spooky, you immediately go to ghosts, supernatural stuff, cursed stuff, you know, all that stuff. But what else is spooky is aliens, because they are up there, we don't know what they're doing, and they might come at us and be angry. So that's why aliens are spooky, because the aliens at Romani Ranch are very, very spooky, because it's one of the most memorable side quests because of how like unsettling and terrible it is.
There is absolutely no setup for this.
Yeah, so the Aliens 1 are 100% based off of the Flatwoods monster, which is like what is it called? Cryptid?
It's a cryptid that was discovered.
It's basically an alien / ghost maybe that everybody saw. Like all of the 3 people that saw it, they all drew it, and it all looks the same. So clearly they all saw something. And that's what all these aliens are based off of, is that Flatwoods monster, which is super creepy. It's got flashlight eyes, little T-Rex arms, and a weird spade hood.
Yeah, and it just slowly glides to wherever it's going to be.
They got to get that milk.
And that's what they're doing. Their aliens are coming to abduct the cows of Romani Ranch. And Romani knows that they are coming because she's always referring to them. That's the aliens coming. She knows it's happening.
That's their only title, I believe, that they're given is them.
Them or they.
It leads you to believe that it's happened before, And she's ready for it this time. She's not losing any more cows. Maybe that's where their parents are. But
Maybe.
the creepy thing about this is, like, the side quest is great. It's
It's fun.
a few days long of a side quest, and it's relatively
fun, long, and spooky.
somewhat
That's a good side
challenging.
quest.
Yeah.
But if you fail, is where it gets really spooky, because the aliens abduct 2 cows and Romani, and then they return Romani, but not the cows. But after that, Romani is different. She is almost lobotomized by fear.
Yeah, she saw something that her mind could not comprehend, and it broke.
Some eldritch horror, Cthulhu-looking flatwoods monster boss, like, scared the shit out of Romani so much that she doesn't even really, like, comprehend most stuff, and then she'll just, like, scream randomly at herself because she saw something incomprehensible and spooky as all hell.
Twilight Princess is really full of slightly creepy stuff. Like, the Twilight Realm in general is creepy, but it's kind of more of an empty feeling than anything else. Uneasiness.
Yeah.
But it's full of weird shadow beasts that are just tentacles and, like, weird faces all over, but we're not talking about that. We're talking about the standout moment that everybody that has played that game remembers. The interloper dream.
What the f*** was this?
It starts out all nice, and
Yeah.
it's like, hey, thank you for, I forget which creature it was.
Snake.
The snake is just like,
Yeah.
hey, thanks for saving me. Here's a vision real quick.
Yeah,
And
your
it
reward.
starts out, and it's like, here's how the world was made, and
your reward for saving me
Oh.
is nightmares.
Yeah,
there's things that went against the gods, and I might be one of them because they're all me, and then.
Yeah.
It's raining Ilya.
Now my best friend just stabbed me, and my pupils are gone. Oh, her pupils are gone. What? Now it's raining, my friend, and they're all laughing at me.
Yeah.
Like,
oh man, it's very creepy. Like, it
Oh,
seems
man.
like a warning because
oh yeah,
potentially the snake is telling you, like, if you, Link, use Shadow, it could go very bad and you could get corrupted by it.
oh
more
yeah.
or
But
less.
when the giant
But,
fused
like,
shadow rised up out of the horizon, I was like, damn it, Midna's gonna betray the shit out of me.
Right, that's what I thought too.
Didn't happen, but
And
it
she
was...
might have been planning it because she really didn't care for you at the beginning of the game.
No.
And then you earned her trust, and she decided not to, possibly. It might not, or it may have just been, like you said, warning, like, Link, do not use this thing.
One hell of a warning. Like,
But-
holy shit, I wouldn't go anywhere near it.
Oh yeah,
Yeah, I didn't even want to rebuild the thing when
I'd
you were
have vanished.
gathering the parts.
I would have sent Midna back where she came from after seeing that crap.
There's 2 concepts that are always pretty creepy initially. One Aaron talked about is emptiness, like in the Twilight Realm, but there's another one that's silence. And we're talking about the Silent Realm from Skyward Sword, because this area is creepy because it's like the other side of a coin of the area you're exploring. Like,
It's literally the spirit realm.
it's the spirit realm,
Yeah.
but a little bit different because it's all the same. Nothing's too creepy, but then you step out of that circle and the world turns red. And this music kicks on. You
Like-
see these automaton guardians, eyes light up.
The
and
one
they're-
with scissors chasing you
they're
and
coming
he's
for
sharpening
you.
it the whole time, you bastard. Ugh.
Yeah.
We got the ones with scissors, sharpening their swords, coming at you, flying at you.
Yeah.
Also scary. And then you got the big f***ers with the maces, charging, stomping at you the whole time. The closer they get, the more it, like, distorts on your screen to show you where they're coming
Yeah,
from.
it's just like, hey, just letting you know.
You're
they're-
about to die.
They're right next to you.
Yeah.
And if you don't find a tear, they keep on coming.
But if you do find a tear, you get a little bit of a respite, because you get 90 seconds to just chill out and find more tears. But if those 90 seconds go up, it turns blood red again. If you step in water, blood red. If you get spotted by this ghost with a lantern, blood red.
Yeah. They make very clear that you are not supposed to be there. And
It is a
you
it
don't
is a
want to be there.
trial for a reason. It is trying Link at his very hardest to make sure he is the destined one, and they're going to make damn sure if he's not. But that's why we put the Silent Realm this high, because it gets your anxiety up. It's not necessarily spooky, but you do get kind of spooked out just being next to the Guardians when they're dormant, and you're just like...
Music, too.
Oh, man, yeah. Even when the calm music is there, it's calm, but at the same time, kind of creepy.
I'm sure that anyone that's ever watched a Zelda Top 10 creepy list knows what's coming.
For a reason.
For a very good reason. There's been nothing like this in Zelda before or since. The whole... We lumped in the bottom of the well and the Shadow Temple together because they are connected, and they are both horrifying in the same way. You go down in the bottom of this well, and you find a friggin' dead hand. I don't remember if the torture chambers are in both, or if they're just in one or the other. But there are torture chambers everywhere. There's blood on the floor. The walls talk to you.
There's skulls in the walls.
The walls are made of bones and skulls, and the floor is skulls, and it sounds crunchy when you walk on it, if I remember right. It's disgusting, and you find torture. You find blood. The walls tell you that the Hyrule's history is bloody and horrible, and it's like, oh, what kingdom am I fighting for here? What did they do that unleashed these horrors? And then, speaking of horrors, we're in Silent Hill now. We go in this room, Dead Hand comes out. Are you kidding me? This is not a Zelda boss.
Yeah.
It is a mound of flesh that just slowly shuffles at you with his head up in the air for some reason, and he's got blood all over him. What is he? He's got hands, but they're like underground.
Detached.
Well,
he doesn't have real hands.
He has nubs, and he's got his ground hands that grab you, and he comes and chomps you with his horrifying teeth.
Oh, those teeth are terrible.
I think it was like the citizens of Kakariko or the Sheikah tribe were trying to recreate Bongo Bongo, and they cut off some person's hands, and it turned bad on them.
Yeah, it's like those. It's like those theories that the Redeads could be Sheikah made because they're mostly found with guarding stuff and all that kind of stuff. But what have the Sheikah done?
Something happened there, and we don't want to know what it was.
The Sheikah have a dark history that nobody wants to talk about. I doubt the royalty even know what goes on here, because they clearly have torture chambers. They have a prison where they put people full of guillotines and monsters, and the Stalfos are just there. Did the Sheikah put them there, or are they just attracted because of all the evil that's gone on here? And what is Dead Hand? How did they pull him out of a Silent Hill game and put him in Zelda?
Twice.
You fight him as a kid, terrible. You fight him as an adult, not as bad, but I still don't like to look at him. Like, Jesus. The Shadow Temple / bottom of the well, you get awarded with the lens of truth, but that is a truth I did not want to see.
Well, are you spooked out yet? Because we've been talking about 10 of the spookiest things in Zelda, and that's what the ones we picked. We picked this list very carefully.
Kind of weird Majora's Mask didn't make more to us at first, but we realized it's more sad than anything.
Yeah.
It's a lot of sad, it's a lot of melancholy, but not as spooky as some of these others, at least to us.
But there are tons more spooky things in Zelda, so if we didn't say something that you are spooked out by the most, please let us know in the comments. And if you liked what we said about the spooky stuff, let us know that too. Don't forget to like and subscribe. We want to give a big shout out to Z-Man, one of our main Patreons. You have literally saved the channel, because due to your Patreon donation, we were able to go buy screwdrivers to fix our laptop because the keyboard was not working. So you literally helped extend the life of the channel. So thank you, Z-Man. Thank you to all our other subscribers. But thanks for watching the Zelda video. Stay tuned. We got 2 more months of this year. 2 more Zelda videos. One special one for December. So stay tuned for that. And we will catch y'all next time.